Well, the Leafs are buzzing. Let's just say that.
okay.
I mean, they dismantled. Well, I mean, what can you say? At the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, they're destroying what they did to Edmonton. Like I was saying, like if you would have told me they were going to win 3 games against Edmonton, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can see that happening. Like it's a possibility. But McDavid didn't get a point in 3 games. Like Draisaitl had the assist there last night. Like those two that get 1 point in 3 games is, I don't care who you are. Like that's impressive as hell. And I mean, Hutch chucking out shutouts.
3 different goalies with 3 different wins, and the number 1 goalie is the only guy that didn't get a donut.
And it was exactly. And he played a hell of a game himself.
Yeah, he was unreal. He
Yeah,
kept them in. Like when it was close at the start of the game, in the second period, they 3 goals in 4 minutes. It
Yeah.
was just bang, 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 and you knew the game was over.
and a real coming out party for TJ Brody these last
Yeah.
few weeks. Like he's just, especially as much as Morgan Riley jumps up in the play, like he's unbelievable breaking up the 2-on-1 rushes.
The amount of breakaways the Oilers would have had last night.
Oh my
without
God.
TJ Brody, yeah.
And
100%.
just the awareness that they played on McDavid, like it was. I was saying to my brother the other night, it was almost like how the Raptors played Giannis. Like they just crowd the middle, and he can pick up speed, but he's not coming through. And the back pressure on him is just phenomenal. They just, like I said, they bought in. It's a whole new team.
Austin Matthews out for 2 of those games too.
Yeah, that's
you see
not-
a
yeah.
bunch of other guys step up.
Well, that's what
William
I think.
Nylander's on fire right now.
The IKEA furniture piece. coming
Tavares
in,
maybe
putting
got
it
going
together,
with Marner. Now he scores last night.
Yeah.
Man, the third line looks phenomenal.
I don't know if you can take a single negative out of that series.
No,
from
you can't.
Toronto, like all things considered. I mean, I was big on the Petrie for Norris train there for a couple weeks. Now I'm on the Hull for Norris train. That guy looks unbelievable out there.
Oh, him and Muzzin, like it's just such fat. Like it's just a huge bonus. Like who would have thought that? You're coming in thinking
Not
he
Mike
could be
Babcock.
traded to move out 1 point something for a player potentially. For him to come in and do what he's doing, you had TJ Brody to get legitimate 2 shutdown defensemen. I mean, you gotta give Dubas credit.
I remember looking at that contract he gave Justin Hall I think it was last year, maybe
Yeah,
early, and
yeah.
I was like, 3 or 3.5 for this guy, and
Steal.
that's Dubas' best work because he's come out of nowhere. Go figure for the Leafs and become exactly what they needed in a shutdown defenseman.
Just the stability now at the back end. Like I forget who was saying it the other day, but like when they would be up 3 going in the third period, the game was not over. Like the game wasn't close to over, especially if the opponent was to score the first goal. Now, I mean, you're not really sweating it now. After that Ottawa
I went
game?
to bed halfway through the third, and I wasn't worried about it.
Well, that
for
was
the
the
first time
beauty
in a long
about the
time.
other night, the 11 o'clock game.
Yeah.
3 goals in the first period, you can go to bed. It's awesome.
And,
like
and
work
in
in the
past
morning.
years, that's a huge worry for the Leafs fans, right? Like we would go to bed 3-0 and be shitting ourselves. We'd be
Yeah.
like, oh,
You wouldn't
boy.
go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you have to stay
Just
up.
in case we were the lucky charm.
It's
watching
funny
the
how
game.
going to bed in the Maritimes is such part of a conversation when it comes
Definitely.
to hockey. Mem Cup time you got to be up in the morning because games are on so late here. It's like, all right, what time
That's
you
right.
going to bed? Like it's part of a conversation when you're watching a hockey game.
NHL playoff time. I mean, people are going to work like zombies. You're staying up for those West Coast games,
definitely.
especially down here if
100%.
Nate's playing. You're
Yes.
staying up for those Avs games. I mean, I was saying last night to someone on Twitter, like, I would die just being in the Eastern time zone.
Yeah.
Like the Central would be ideal, but even to get that extra hour to watch games at 7, I mean,
when I was living out in Vancouver, Toronto's Saturday hockey night in Canada, the game would be on at
4, wasn't it?
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So you'd come home from work, the first period be on, and you're just making dinner, watching Toronto play. Then you just wait for the next game, the Edmonton-Vancouver game. Unreal. Starts at 8.
Watch Leafs go to
All
the
these
bars
games.
afterwards.
Yeah, it's
Like,
awesome.
Yeah, not bad at all.
No.
Did you see Mikheyev beat McDavid in the foot race?
Yeah,
that was my biggest brag.
yeah.
I was gonna really let Jeff have.
Well,
it
that's
with
what I was
that.
saying with that third line. Like, I mean, they can all skate. Like, that's what I love. But, like, Engvall, like, I just hate sometimes how he's so soft. But 6'5", man, you get around the ice like that. It's funny because Hyman, I guess, is the skill guy on that line, which is kind of funny. But, man, yeah, Mikheyev, nice to see him get a goal last night, too. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, he's been fighting it. But, man, you see the burst of speed every time he plays, but you can't really judge it. And then you see him beat McDavid, and you're like, wow, like...
And McDavid had like half a foot or a foot
That's a
on
good
him at
point,
first
yeah.
too, and Mikheyev came back and ended up winning the race.
Yeah, I think McDavid might be playing hurt or something. He didn't look the same. There was a clip of him like falling at the blue line. That was
Well,
just-
when he stretched out there for the
yeah,
keep
he
on
just
side.
fell over. It was very un-McDavid like.
And those two were noticeably, like, they were very pissed off after the game in their interviews.
Fair
Oh,
Like-
Draisaitl's quote was pretty good.
Yeah.
What
The
a
question was
stupid
dumb.
question.
Yeah.